Guys, I wanted to do a quick video here for you of the new ThruNite Saber. This is another little light that's just come out from ThruNite, and I got to tell you guys, ThruNite has been continually stepping up their game in the flashlight industry. ThruNite is a company that I really like, and it's one that I will always back. I'm still using and testing products from them that I've gotten months and months ago. And I mean EDC in this stuff, and I'll get into that in a little bit and show you guys. But there's something really unique and interesting about this light. First of all, it comes in this, as you can see, it says Saber 2014. It comes in this little tin, which is always nice to keep it in if you want to. And I have already had this out and used it and tested it for a little bit. I'll give you a little bit of a close-up here. There it is. The Saber 2014, and the way the light's configured right now is it will hold one AA battery, and it has another body tube in here that you can attach to the light, and this tube actually allows it to hold a CR123. Okay, so you have two different options you can use with this light, because the CR123 batteries are pretty powerful, but you know, if you run out or you've ordered some in the mail and that's your main battery, you can just switch the body on the light and you can go with the AA body. I'm going to go ahead and put a light in here for you, or put a battery in here. Right there. I got the Sanyo Eneloops from eBay. These are the XX. They're the high output. If you want to get good rechargeable AA's for anything, I recommend those highly. The Sanyo Eneloops. They're called the XX. Sanyo Eneloop XX. Threads are greased very nicely. It has a true moonlight mode, and I very much so like a moonlight mode, and I'll tell you why. Because if you're ever in a situation where you're in extreme darkness and you want to look at pages in a book or a manual or anything with a white background that you need to read, this will allow no reflectivity coming off of the page back into your eyes, and you'll be able to read what you have there in front of you. It's got 3 modes. Now we're going to jump it up one. That's medium, and that's high. I got to tell you guys, I got about 1,000 watts of light above me, and this battery is probably about halfway through its life. I've been using this light a bit, and the battery was being used before it was in here. And I can still see a good amount of light coming out of here. Even with having like about 1,000 watts probably of light around me on this table. It has a keychain slot on there that you could use, that you could put a keychain on, or you can do like me, what I've been doing, and I just basically throw this thing in a pocket. So this is a good backup or a main light, either one. Depending on what you do, this would be a great backup light or a good main light. So you can have it on a keychain or in your pocket. It's the hard anodized aluminum. It has really good knurling. And let me demonstrate to you that it can be done with one hand. Like such. I'm in the moonlight mode there in case you don't see it. Now we'll ramp it up. Ramp it up all the way. So yeah, can do one-handed operation. This is glass. The lens is glass. It is not plastic. It's dual-coated glass to prevent reflectivity. Okay, and your light there. It is an orange peel reflector, so it gives you a bit of flood and a little bit of throw. Seems to work very well for me across the room for what it is, for the size it is. It feels very sturdy and very solidly built. I can tell you that. It doesn't feel chintzy at all. No switch on the back, of course. You just turn the head and you go through the modes. Now, one thing really cool about this light is whatever mode you keep it on, and let's say you turn it off here, give it a few seconds here. If you don't quickly go back and turn the head again to cycle through modes, as you can see there, it saves your mode. It has a memory. One of the very important things with me in a light is that the light has a memory. I want a memory where when I turn the light on, it's going to go back to where I have it set. Now, of course, if you do this fast, it's just going to cycle. It's just going to keep cycling through moonlight and then medium and high. But when you turn it off and put it away, and do what you're going to do, just within a few seconds, you kick it back on, and it's at the same mode, as you can see right there. Keeps a memory. Reverse polarity protection. If you accidentally put the battery in backwards, it will not break this flashlight. This is another winner from ThruNite. I'm going to take off this body. Now remember, you get both bodies, both tube bodies with this light. We'll take out this tube, which I really like this. It's a real neat little compact tube here. And it kind of keeps with the flow of the light. It's kind of like the same dimensions there. Oh, 1 second here. It's kind of hard for me to do this when I'm reaching around a camera. There we go. So there we go. So you could use your CR123s and have this tube as a backup, or you can just use it as a AA light. So, you know, it'll be your common lights that you find out anywhere you go. Still got the moonlight, medium, high. Let's check memory. Okay, we're in high mode. I'm going to just turn it off there and give it a couple of seconds so it doesn't think that I'm trying to switch through modes. And boom, kept my memory, or kept memory of the of my setting I had it on. Love that. I kind of like it like this. It weighs about 33 grams, and I'll go ahead and take this off. Some people don't use the CR123s. These are coming down in price. If you buy them in bulk online, they're not that bad. Or you could go back and you could just use your AA's. This is an excellent backup light. Or a primary. Now, this is one that you never hear people say they get attached to their gear. This is one of ThruNite lights that I can say that I am attached to. This is the TN12 2014, and I have had this light for a long time. This is the one I ran over with a vehicle. I'm not sure if this is the one I froze or not, but I know I ran over this one with the vehicle. And as you can see, kind of a telltale sign of how much it gets carried. As you can see how much of the paint has worn off, which I was kind of hoping it would do. You can see the black anodization, how much of it's worn off up on the upper edges that stick out of my pocket, because you rarely will find me without this light on me. This takes an 18650 battery. But this is, I could definitely call this my EDC light. And this is ThruNite, the TN12 2014 edition. You can see right there. Loving this thing. This thing has never failed me. And like I said, I have this a lot. For the big lights, I like the ThruNite Catapult. This is the light that you take if you want to impress your friends. You just want to go outside and just be amazed and look at the treetops that are, you know, down the block and, you know, across the field. This is the light. This is probably, of the big lights, this is my favorite ThruNite and favorite big flashlight that I've ever owned in my life. This is the Catapult V5. Very hefty. You could really club something if you wanted. And as you can see, my lights are ready to go. I keep this in a certain area of the house where I could get this to a window quickly, to one of the main windows of the home, for a security thing for when I'm here at night. I hear something outside, or the dogs alert me by barking. This is coming to the window, and this literally, it looks like a prison spotlight. This looks like the big prison spotlight going across the roof of the prison. That's what this looks like when I shine it out one of my windows and chase off man or beast that's out there playing around. But alright guys, back to what it's about. The ThruNite Saber 2012, I'm sorry, ThruNite Saber 2014. I'll put a link below to the Amazon page where you can get this at. $29.99 is all this cost. Now what I wanted to mention also is the reason ThruNite keeps prices so low, it's not because the flashlights are low quality or lower quality than other flashlights. The reason ThruNite can keep prices so low is because they have no distributors and no middleman. ThruNite is one of the only companies that I know of that deals direct with the customer. There's no middleman. There's no distributor. Let me put it to you like this. When you buy a gun, this is the way it works, because most of us on here are gun guys. The gun gets made by the manufacturer. Some of you may not even know this, but this is the way it generally happens. The gun gets made by the manufacturer. The gun goes to a distribution warehouse. The distribution warehouse then gets the gun to the retail store. So right there is two middlemen on that firearm. There's two places that handle that gun before you get it after it's made at the factory. So you have the distributor charge at the warehouse, then you have your retail gun store charge on top of the manufacturer charge. So if you was to cut out those two middlemen, the store and the distribution warehouse, and you were able to buy directly from the gun warehouse or the gun manufacturer, you can see how much savings that would cut on your gun. Well, that's what's happening with this light. There is no distributors and middlemen. ThruNite handles sales directly. So you don't have these lights going into some big store, big warehouse, and all these other stores that are then, buying the lights in bulk and then upping the price. ThruNite keeps the prices so low because they don't have distributors or middlemen. They spent like a year, from what I'm told, building a worldwide warehouse so that they could personally handle orders and take care of that part of the aspect too. So they not only build these lights and make them, but they're also responsible for all the sales in the United States. So that's why ThruNite lights are one of my top pieces of gear. This I'm attached to. I rely on this. Let's just say I put a lot of stake in this light, and you will find this on me most all the time. And let's see. Yes, it always goes when I hit that button. Alright guys, until next time, this is H4T, and I am out.